first enter the world of motorcycling as a rider, you are confronted with two different paths.
And the path you choose then goes on to define the kind of rider you're going to be. One who's into sport riding or one who loves to cruise. When I started, I wrote down the first path, and so for a long time I could not understand why anyone would invest in a cruiser.
And why on earth would you buy a bike that is so big, so bulky, and a bike that doesn't really want to go fast in corners at all? However, a particular experience in our recent past shook the very core of this perception.
And now suddenly, a cruiser no longer seems as bad a proposition.
Turning ourselves into a laughing stock. Alright, jokes apart guys. Sarge, take over please.
Come on guys, action! The Aquila Pro or the GV650 is Hyosung's latest gamble for the Indian market. Boy, have they played this card well. For as far as the styling is concerned, they have hit the nail bang on its head. This is undoubtedly the most stunning looking motorcycle from Hyosung. So much so that you will be willing to bet your money on it even before you swing your leg over. The chrome treatment, sweeping lines, and its sheer size, they all give the Aquila this aura which can make the pansiest of riders look badass. The beautiful LED tail cluster, the red stitching on the contoured seats. It gives you the impression that this bike has been designed to impress. Nothing really looks out of place until you look at the instrument cluster. And then you just want to rip it apart and burn it. It doesn't have a tachometer. It looks horrible to say the least. And it definitely does not belong on a bike this beautiful. Don't feel the side panels. That's another thing. They look beautiful, but they're not metal, they're plastic. But see, that I can live with because you don't really find out that they are plastic until you actually test the parts. And the overall chrome treatment on the bike is very nice, it's very contemporary. I especially love the new Gatling gun style exhaust, which basically fits in with the whole modern look of this bike. Riding this motorcycle makes you feel like you are sitting on a moving couch. The plush seats and the high handlebars, they automatically put you on cruise mode to sit back comfortably and enjoy the ride. The preload adjustable rear suspension is set to soft so that you glide on the road irrespective of the surface. But then, this is the reason why they tend to bottom out, especially when you have a pillion rider. The upside down forks at the front, on the other hand, are the exact opposite. They are rather stiff for cruising and you might want to tweak them a bit because they transfer all the bumps from the road onto the handlebar. The seats on the other hand are really comfortable, but I think it would help if they had another layer of padding to make long distance touring more comfortable. Because when we were shooting this video, I rode to Kashi continuously for about 150 odd kilometers. And the plush seats meant that my butt started going numb. When you're done ogling the bike and finally get rolling, the grin on your face only gets wider because this baby rides like it shines. The V-twin 650cc engine produces 75 PS of power and 62 Nm of torque, which is sent to the rear wheel using a belt drive. It has better power to weight ratio than its elder, more powerful sibling, the SP7. Add to that a 5-speed transmission which has been matched perfectly to the torque curve. So even though the gearing is tall as you would expect on a cruiser, the bike still accelerates hard every time you crack open the throttle. It almost urges you to see how fast you can go before your arms give in. Because even though the bike pulls convincingly well past 170 km an hour, You literally are holding on for dear life as there's no escaping the strong wind blast. I was also really impressed with the vibration damping on this bike because you can hardly feel the vibrations even at really high RPMs. The gearbox though was a little clunky, but I did not really have any problems with false neutrals. The bike comes shot with 300mm twin discs at the front and a 270mm rear disc at the back, and they work really well on this bike and give you enough feedback and bite that you require to bring this juggernaut to a halt. My first experience on a cruiser going down a corner a few years ago was easily the most terrifying experience of my life. Soft suspension on the bike saw me bouncing endlessly with the bike tipped over, and there I was hoping and praying that I exit the corner with the rubber side down. So needless to say, I had my apprehensions about the Aquila as well and how it would take to the corners. To my pleasant surprise, the Aquila handled corners really well. The stiff inverted forks at the front help you stay connected to the road and help to load the front. This makes it really easy for you to maneuver the bike in corners as well as in traffic. But let's remember, at the end of the day, it's still a cruiser and it does not like to be leaned over a fair bit because you will be scraping footrest and underbody bolts even before you know it. Okay, traction wise, I was really happy with the Bridgestone Battle Axe tires. The bike comes shot with 120/70 18-inch front and 180/55 17-inch rear, and they both work really well because they provide you good traction and consistent feedback. I think the Aquila Pro makes for a really strong case because of its stunning looks and exhilarating performance, and it could very well end up being one of Hyosung's most successful launches in India, especially considering its competitive pricing of 4.99 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. So here at PowerDrift, I think we like the bike quite a bit.